Wake up, friends, can you wake up with me? Yo, get up, it's December already. Hello everyone, this is Fonz, Wake Up Fonz. Welcome back to the channel for another reading. As you can probably see by the title, this might be a very interesting watch, and hopefully some of you actually end up watching and maybe even staying to the end if you're curious why we're talking about JYP. It kind of strikes you out of nowhere, sometimes great ideas. So, it struck me, why not break down the personalities, the images, and the deeper inner workings of, the bigwigs of K-pop? Although, JYP is not necessarily the CEO of his company anymore, it doesn't mean that the man still doesn't have power, and he's still very much relevant today as a public figure, an artist, and a producer, and more. So, first off, we're going to be talking about who he is to the public, who he is in private, who he was when he was in, I guess, the big wig, the big seat, the big chair as the CEO, the overall, and a card representing him, and then we'll go from there. So, let's start off with the card that represents him or is most relevant to this reading. So, number 11, belief. The frequency of belief supports our sense of worth. The frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. So number 11 breaks down to the one. So new beginnings, which I think is, is pretty accurate to JYP, because he seems like the kind of guy that he really does love the engineering, the making of new, the reinvention. So now, let's talk about what we see in him as the public / how the public perceives him. First, we are starting off with the Four of Wands, the Justice, the Moon, the Six of Swords reverse, and the Five of Pentacles. So, straight up, old dude kind of wears, in a way, a lot of hats. But it seems that the public, aside from, of course, those who know him, the public can't really seem to figure him out. They don't really know what to make of him. So I would not be surprised that there are some people that, after seeing one aspect of him, they decide to hold that as the image that they see him as forever, just because there's so much of him that we've, in a way, seen, but still can't quite pin down and scrunch into one exact archetype that people might get stuck in their own way and choose one aspect of him to see, and to see that way only. But to the public, they see, or he presents him as, someone who's moderately successful, even has some wisdom to offer, has been in the game for a really long time, and is probably not going to go anywhere, as much as you guys might not like it, the Five of Pentacles. He's got his issues and things like that, but it seems like, or at least to the public perception, that he kind of might just be stuck in his ways, and he might not end up changing, the format of which he's doing things, which of course is still not the best thing, but that's only one dimension. So, on to the second side. Who or what he's like in private, maybe in more intimate settings, and I guess other ways that we might have seen him. So, the Three of Cups, Four of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Emperor reverse, and Ace of Cups. So, naturally, I'm sure, as some of you also probably have seen in public perception, is that JYP is described here as a pretty happy guy. He's down to party. He's down to get lit. He's that fun uncle that is gonna make you laugh. He might slip you a 20. However, it does get a little bit annoying when he starts slipping you advice, because that's where the more almost like sulky, whiny, critical character in him can kind of come out. But that just almost seems like it's just his nature to be the nagging uncle, or the one that's gonna kind of deliver that last jab whenever you're already fed up, which I'm not surprised. He's also very personable. He probably connects and networks with just about anyone, even if you've got like 5 followers. If there's something that you could do for this man or contribute to whatever his cause is, he's gonna network with you. Very personable, very, very, very friendly guy. He doesn't necessarily hold on to the strictest, strongest, hard-faced masculine ideals, masculine in energy, as opposed to maybe his physical appearance, because or what he chooses to present as. That don't got nothing to do with me. That don't have nothing to do with this reading. But it seems like he much more prefers just to kind of be a guy, if that makes any sense. He rather prefers to be dude, be preferred to like be referred to as dude or uncle, as opposed to like he's this hard, I guess rather not necessarily father figure, but the person who is, front and center leading the charge and having to call all of the shots. He's okay with being in charge, but he's not necessarily the type that's going to be running the tightest ship of sorts. He does not care to be too tyrannical in the way that he runs things, if at all. So now moving into the third aspect, what he's like or what he was like as a CEO. So this is going to make a lot of sense. 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords, the 8 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the 9 of Swords. So it seems like maybe at the time that he could have founded the company and continued to manage it, and he's still in it up to this point, is that he could have been at a turning point in his life. Being maybe a CEO or the big boss, the person who has to make all of the big wig decisions at that time, or like all of them, not that he probably still doesn't have to make them, but it was the volume per se of decisions that he was having to make were really starting to kind of wear on him. Like the fun and games were maybe not as much as he would have liked, on top of the fact that it might have brought out this deep-seated tendency in him that could have been implemented from whatever. Maybe it was a habit from a family member, something he acquired that it's straight up, it's giving Virgo genes. It's very Virgoan, as in once he doesn't know what he's doing, or if he's panicked, or if he doesn't have expertise in it, he's just all of a sudden gonna start doing too much, which not inherently, could lead to ruining things. So for example, maybe those of you who are American who might know the YouTuber Jenna Marbles, she talks about this all the time, where maybe they'll be doing an activity or making something, and then she wants to make it perfect or just right, and then she starts doing too much to the point of where she feels like she ruined it, or she went beyond the image that she wanted to do. That's what it's giving here. So having such strict and hard rules and not being able to just change himself to do whatever and having to present himself in a certain way all the time was really starting to wear on him, even though it seemed to be found that he was pretty okay at starting foundations for things. But it just seems like it wore on him enough that he was like, I can't do this. So this could have led to him sabotaging business, like opportunities for others, maybe even contracts. The way he ruled, the way he spoke, things like that just kind of got all scrubbed up, mixed up together, and he might have even felt sorry for it. But it seems like since he made the decision to step down, he kind of just had to stand on everything he did and move on with his life, because it was just kind of stressing him out a lot. Like there are just a lot of things that he would hold inside and not necessarily end up saying, because it just wasn't in him. It was not in his blood to be that person, to make hard and fast everything. So the lack of fluidity was really suffocating to him. So now for the overalls is the Death, the 9 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, 8 of Swords, and the Empress. So as I said, JYP much probably preferred to be more nurturing in nature, and it was just more his vibe to not be the hard and fast, bad cop. Being the bad cop was never even his favorite thing, even though he might be a more objective person, and he's I don't even know if I'd say blunt, but he'll say things frankly. That's just how he moves in speech. He much more enjoys the fruit, the love, the romance in life, as opposed to worrying and sweating about the hard things, which made it difficult because maybe being in that position of power at that time, you have to make hard decisions. You have to face the cold, harsh reality. And he just was not for that. The shit was fucking with him. It was burning his beans. So he freed himself. Now he's able to be like, the free butterfly he wants, oscillating through whatever he can produce. He can make some solo music. He can do this. He can go hang out with this. He can go to this show and that, and he seems to be doing just fine. With the death card though, as I feel like I can see that for JYP, he might be on the cusp of a reinvention, which I did prior discuss with a friend of mine in the spiritual community. But I think we might as well delve into that, and we'll see if he's coming out with any more music within the end of this quarter, leading into the next quarter or next year at all. So, be right back. Okay, so first to answer that other question, will we be getting any more music from JYP ending this year, leading into next year? At least at the time of reading, likely not the 501s. So now let's talk about what this reinvention could be coming for him, which the cards that came out were very interesting. So the Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Tower, Four of Wands, the Moon, the Hermit overall bottom, the Death Magician, Six of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Judgment, Ace of Cups, and King of Wands. So straight up, I'm gonna be honest. Oh dude, this could have been something that has always kind of been a passion of his, or something that was deep in his heart, but he wasn't able to really, not quantify, but put words to whatever it was, to really kind of test it out and see what it is. Because he seems like he's the type of person that he's going to try a bunch of things until he's like, oh, this is the one. So for example, I don't even know if that's how he composes his songs, but he's just gonna, start playing with everything until he starts figuring out how he wants to stick the pieces together. So this is what it feels like to me. I could say, I'm gonna read you the cards, but what I'm gonna say that came to me, that I was channeling as I was reading, is that I could see him trying to maybe break into the health industry. Side note, the dude has such good charisma towards youngins especially, and inspiring young people, and fostering that motivation in them, that I could see him being a great school teacher. A great school teacher, kindergarten teacher, especially like young adolescents, not necessarily older. It seems like somewhere along when they get older is when things get weird. Anyways, I could see him entering the health industry specifically. I don't know, yet again, for maybe American viewers, if you know anything about Cartoon Network, how they used to have like a get up and play segment or things like that would be running during the summers. It seems like I could see him loving doing something like that, hosting summer camps, donating to the youth, getting involved with that youthful energy that he likes to be around, that he likes to be within. He likes to be around kids because, I don't know, it's just fun. I guess he enjoys it maybe a little bit more than being with adults, or rather than being in environments that are very serious and suffocating. Like, it almost just kind of makes him anxious and brings them sides out of him that he might not like. So anyways, into the cards, like I said, it feels like it's something that has always kind of been a steadfast passion within him. It could be coming, because it's like something in here just kind of tells me is that he just feels like he hasn't quite reached the ceiling that he wants to reach, that he hasn't reached the heights that he wants to reach in terms of career and their business. It's like, it was a fun game for now, but there's just something else that's calling me, something else that I feel like I have to do before, my time is up on this earth. So we could see a full reinvention and a full new display of JYP the man. We could see this coming after potential controversy. I don't even know if I would say this controversy could reach the public, but if it's in private, it could just solely be like arguments with somebody, like, I don't know, breaking up with a girlfriend type of vibe, or something that goes on, some fucked up shit. Hopefully not even like a car accident, but like something tragic, not tragic in terms of death, but dramatic. Dramatic is the word. Something big, kaboom, is gonna happen, and it's going to be what tells him, okay, life is precious, or I just need to do this. I just need to try this to see what happens. I've been holding on to what I've been holding on to because it's stable and I like it, but it's not what I love. So thus, this will push him into overdrive. So I guess, I don't even know if I'd say leaving the music industry. I don't want to place anything too hard and fast on him, but it seems like his passion was going to come towards, the later part of his life. and he's gonna be doing exponentially well with it. The Six of Cups here is present, which tells me that it could be involving young people and or children. So maybe this means, I don't know, he resolves to open a freaking dance school and, like, you know, train young idol trainees in their singing and stuff like that. It just seems like he's ready to break away, shed old skin, and open up a new chapter. So other than that, I guess I kind of like this for him. I hope you guys don't take this too much as a JYP apology video. This genuinely was just supposed to be an objective observation from him, and the cards told what they told. He, you know, is a normal person. Normal people can have toxicities and venomous things, and their energy is not always going to be the one to admit that, because they have spirit guides, protection, etc, etc, etc. Other than that, I shall be covering other CEOs, but JYP just so happens to be the first one. So, if you have any more questions, or maybe, you know, wonder what JYP's relationship is with certain idols, or things involving him in past scandals, etc, etc, go ahead and run over to my blog, drop an ask box, drop something in the comments below, maybe leave a like, and share it if you want to. If you can't get down with it, get down, don't get down with us. Anyo. Hey,